Hello, this is James. Did you know that Arrivalrivals can be used for tribute summons as well as regular old normal summons of level 4 monsters? The answer is yes, and it's amazing. For this deck, we are going to be using Arrivalrivals and taking control of the opponent's monster for non-destruction removal while also getting our level 6 monster onto the field. So it's like a soul exchange. I don't have a soul exchange, pretend Unity is soul exchange. But we don't have to give up our battle phase, and we can do it on the opponent's turn during their battle phase. So what we do is we set, ideally, our Jowls of Dark Demise, we set our Arrivalrivals, and we have our level 6 monster in hand. The opponent attacks into it, jowls the Gobbler. The Gobbler takes control of the opponent's monster, and then we tribute it using Arrivalrivals and our level 6 monster. Now, this is sort of a cheese deck. It's a little bit, I would argue, a higher level of cheese deck, perhaps a level 2 cheese deck, because basically what we have going on here is a 3-card combo without which the deck doesn't really work. We have some basic protection. I mean, we're using bubonic vermin, for God's sake. But it is really good the more the opponent invests cards in that particular monster. So we're using, say it's 2 cards. In the ideal case, we're using a Jowls of Dark Demise and an Arrivalrivals to special summon a level 6 monster. But if it's a Dakini that they spent Eid 10, Ben 10, 2 ritual cards on, oh, and a Petite Angel, so that's 5 cards to get out of Dakini. If you can trade 5 cards for 2 cards, and you have a monster, and you have the initiative, and you keep your battle phase, that's very good. So the ideal combo is the Gobbler plus Arrivalrivals, and then as a backup we have our unending stream of bubonic vermin, and we're also using enemy controller, and we're using the balance skill so that we can be guaranteed one of our 6 spells and hopefully a healthy smattering of monsters. So you want to get into Arrivalrivals, but there's a 50-50 chance you'll get an enemy controller, and then pretty good that you'll get it at least a 1 6-star monster and at least one of your small monsters. Now for this, you can use pretty much any 6-star monsters that you have laying around. These are just the ones that I'm using because I think that they're the most useful of the ones that I have. So Angmarl, when he's tribute summoned, you can banish a spell card from your graveyard, add 1 card with the same name as the banished spell card from your deck to your hand. So he's an ultra rare. DK loves this guy. Don't chase this guy, but if you have him, he's useful because he's a free +1. Whitehorn Dragon. When this card is normal special summon, target up to 5 spell cards in your opponent's graveyard. Banish those targets, and if you do, this card gains 300 attack for each card banished by this effect. So that's just gets rid of spell cards and powers up the monster. That's kind of neat. And this guy, this is probably the best free-to-play option for this deck. Cybernetic Magician. You can discard 1 card to target 1 face-up monster on the field. That target's attack becomes 2,000 until the end phase. So in some of the replays, I was using Dest Volsgulf, and because I was trying to see if I could use the 6-star event monster. And his effect is if he destroys an opponent's monster, inflict 500 damage, and then he powers up until the end of the turn by 200 attack each time a normal or quick play spell is played. But Cybernetic Magician is superior because you can discard 1 card to target 1 face of a monster on the field. Target's attack becomes 2,000 until the end phase. You can use this. So say you do your Gobbler, Arrivalrivals, you get your Cybernetic Magician, you get rid of the opponent's big invested monster, and now you want to finish them off because this is a cheese deck after all. you use Cybernetic Magician to power up your Bubonic Vermin, and now you have 2,000 and 2,400 damage on the field, ready to finish off the opponent. And Plug in the Leaks is Dinotherium. You can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Dinotherium once per turn this way. When summoned this way, your opponent can target one level 4 monster in either player's graveyard. They special summon that target to their side of the field. So this you can so if you don't get any of your combo spell cards, you can use Dinotherium. You can special summon him, tribute him for one of your level 6 monsters. He has 1,600 attack, so that plus 2,400 attack, that's 4,000. That's enough to finish off an opponent. And if you aren't able to discard a card, and he's the only level 4 in this whole deck, so your opponent won't be able to special summon a level 4 from your graveyard. Now, before we get into the replays, there is an ultimate cheese version of this deck. So this is the base combo of this is 3 things. Level 6 in your hand, Gobbler on the field, and a set of Arrivalrivals. The ultimate cheese version uses one of your 3 tribute monsters. So that's Moisture Creature. You tribute summon this monster by tributing 3 monsters on the field, destroy all spell and trap cards of your opponent on the opponent's side of the field, and then Guilford the Lightning is the same, except he destroys all the monsters. And you're thinking, oh, how do I get 3 tributes on the field? That doesn't work at all. That's crazy. The way you do that is with magical hats, and actually it's super neat. So you have magical hats and a Arrivalrivals set, and then you just have any monster set face down, and then during your opponent's battle phase, you activate magical hats, and you bring out, you summon your spell cards, so you have a full field, and then you activate Arrivalrivals, and then that lets you normal tribute summon either one of these guys, and that blows up either the opponent's spells or traps. And it's pretty cool, but it's 4 cards, and then, you know, and a normal monster, none of which can be disrupted, and all of which you have to draw, and it doesn't put any pressure. That's the reason I'm making this video and not that video, is it doesn't put any pressure on the opponent to expend their resources before you try and pull off your combo. So I was trying to do that like 10 times, and it didn't work at all. So let's, before I forget, move me over here just a little bit. Just a little bit of that. Let's do that. And that's not good. If you can't get even 1 win in 10 wins, that's not a deck you want to be showing. And I'm calling it the 40 Thieves and using it on Bakura because Bakura has the balance skill, but Bakura is also the Thief King. Fighting Taya Gardner, and we're starting off very simply. We're going to get more spicy, we're going to get more spy as we continue. Dual Standby, that's great for cheese decks, and here we have our combo. But I'm not going to lead with the Gobbler just yet. I wanna not let it get zapped, because when I was testing out the Sylvan deck in yesterday's video, the face down monster was constantly getting zapped, and that's the reason that I wanted to make the different Sylvans in the first place. So here we're using Dest Volscaff, and the opponent set an Ancient Gear Soldier. I'm not sure what that's about. So we're not doing the combo here. This is just Jowls taking control and then sacrificing the monster for one of our level 6s. Polymerization, that's great. That's what we want to see. So that's 3 cards, and this is Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. We need not fear, because at the very start of, you turn your toggle to on, and then at the very start of the battle phase, before Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem is able to get in and attack, you activate your enemy controller, tribute your weak monster, and then we're going to get the Arrivalrivals tribute for our Angmarl. This Volstaff is gonna get buffed, and then we're just gonna add our Arrivalrivals just for funsies, and the opponent surrenders. So it does work. And so that's 4 cards. 4 cards that the opponent used and are just now totally worthless, and it gives us a monster, and it gives us the initiative. Have Bakura and Mako ever dueled in the anime? I want them to duel. I want Mako's hearty spirit, hearty positivity to clash against Bakura's seething nihilism. He's using balance. We're using balance. I have no idea what his deck is. He has a Gishki Chain and a Hymn of Light, so it's some kind of weird Gishki ritual hybrid deck. We're going to set our Arrivalrivals, we're going to set our Jowls, the Gobbler, and here we have the combo. And attack into the Gobbler. Gobbler's going to take control of the opposing monster, we're going to activate Arrivalrivals, and that's it. So now he's down on resources. I guess this is a ritual deck, so he doesn't have much in the way of back row, and we're going to we tribute our bubonic vermin for his other Gishki chain, and that gives us lethal damage. Korra versus Aster Phoenix. The hair is not as exciting in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Which I guess is a conscious design decision, like you can't have everybody having crazy wings, but I miss it. Activate balance, and then he has, oh yeah, it's Destiny Calling, the field spell skill. And here we have, right, so we almost have it. We have the Gobbler, we have Arrivalrivals, and we set our Wall of Disruption, and he gets it with Cosmic Cyclone, so he feels pretty good, but that's not the point of our deck. Here's what we like to see. We like to see those polymerization monsters, those high investment monsters. And he's going to attack into the rat. You generally don't want to set your good combo until you have it ready. Don't make that mistake. Don't let it get cycloned. But this was actually a great bluff, because now he's feeling like, yeah, this guy, he's out of Wall of Disruptions. So we're going to get Gobbler, we're going to let him finish his battle phase, we're going to get our Bubonic Vermin, and then we're going to spring the trap. Arrivalrivals, tribute Destiny Hero, and then Whitehorn Dragon's just going to power up just for fun. And we're going to tribute take is malicious and attack for game. So this is good. This is quick. This is fast. You reduce the opponent's resources while simultaneously accumulating your own. Another Mako fight. Go! And here, okay, so all we have is the rat, and the rat is good for thinning out the deck. And I almost kind of tensed up when I thought he was going to be a Dakini summon, because that would not be good at all. But it is a Saphira summon. So we don't have Arrivalrivals. He's going to get out his Saphira. There she is. Isn't she pretty? And and I think he doesn't want to attack into it because it's, well, no, I'm not certain why, because he has plenty of Hymns of Light. in the graveyard. So it would be safe from Man-Eater Bug. So I'm not sure why he didn't attack into it. But we could just Tribute Take and then attack with Saphira and attack with the rat and win. But that's no fun. We're going to Tribute Take. We're going to Whitehorn Dragon. We're going to stick the thumb in JoJo's eye and banish all of those protection spells with our precise lethal damage. But we're not going to do that. We're going to play the Arrivalrivals, Tribute the rat. So Arrivalrivals for Angmarl. So Arrivalrivals can also give you an extra attack, which is gonna come in handy in our 5th and final replay against YuGiOh. Remember how we were all so afraid of water decks? No more. Because now cheese decks, now level 2 cheese decks, hold sway over water decks. Activate balance. His skill is probably maybe restart. He sets a card. I set the rat. And here we have, so here, this is when I switched over to Cybernetic Magician from Dest Volstgap, because Cybernetic Magician does more for us. We have, and then so there's his Legendary Fisherman, Part 2, number 2, and then we get our rat, our Undying Rats, and then he's going to activate Sea Stealth Attack, and he's feeling good, but now we have him. So we're going to force the banish. Always, that's the key to being Sea Stealth Attack. Force the banish. Okay, and then we're going to tribute summon Cybernetic Magician off of our second rat, but it's going to get floodgated. Okay, so that's our normal summon. Now we're going to special summon Dinotherium. So we could have done that a couple ways. We could have, if we still had our Cybernetic Magician, we didn't have Dinotherium, we could have powered up. If this was another monster, we could have powered him up with Cybernetic Magician. Dinotherium is going to attack, and here's the matching up. We're going to normal summon, tribute our down Cybernetic Magician. He's reborn anew to attack for precise, exact lethal. Thank you for watching.